He didn't have a wave, and I did take his Phoenix, so I had fire minions. He's Osiris, and he doesn't have a lot of power in his build, so that's not good at all. I think I'm dead. How do you have that up again? Didn't you just use it, buddy? Oh, I'm so fucking deceased. Oh, he ran away. We take those. We take those. Oh, big slow. Big auto. I'm gonna chase you. I do not get scared of men in turtle costumes. Turtle costumes do not scare the dude. Okay, well, I guess I'll just heal off this. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna run through tower? You have 6 HP.
All right.
You're 6 HP. You're not going through any tower.
Should probably do the starting soon for a little bit. Oh, you already did that. Look at you.
Slowly but surely, they back up into a corner, and that's when you know. That's when you know you win. That's basically how it goes, though. I mean, if you chase
Did you
someone
post a
down,
link anywhere? Yes, you did. Look at you, bro. You're kind of cracked, bro, honestly. Can you like not turn down? Wait, the light looks good though. Well, you can go into your video settings and like play around with your adjust with like low light and stuff in Zoom. Go on the bottom left where it says mute and stop video. Click on the little arrow next to stop video, and then go down all the way at the bottom video settings, and then you can go into like advanced settings too. But I don't think advanced settings really does a whole lot. Yeah. Maybe I think if you get us off this like filter, and then if you stop your video, you might have more settings to play with. Especially in like the background and filters thing. Well, then put on like, go to literally just Google like black, and then full screen a black image on Google. Oh, gotcha. Well, why don't you put that on a different, like, why don't you slide the window over to your other monitor? Why is my shit blurry? There we go. Hold on. I'm gonna post this link in a couple other places too. Oh, you already posted it there. Let's see. I only have one viewer, and it's me. I feel like we should make an Instagram page or something, or a Twitter page. Can you hear me? Oh, I muted myself in the Discord. Are you just listening to me through Discord? Fine. Yep. All right, let's get it.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Double Chop Podcast with myself, Stratus, and/or Ethan.
And myself, M. Billy G, and/or Billy.
Yeah,
We
what a guy,
are-
what a guy.
We're here to have a great time today because there's a lot of news to go over, which we will. We'll definitely get there. But first, Ethan, how was your week/weekend?
Very busy, man. I've just been working, man, non-stop. It seems like
Yep.
I don't have much to do, but just work.
No, I feel that, dude.
Yeah.
Work can get busy, and I've been feeling that this past week too. And I actually got sick, like towards the end of last week. I got a cold. It wasn't COVID. I took a test and everything. Plus, I'm vaccinated. So,
Nice.
but yeah, so it was an interesting week. It was my first week at the new job. And I actually have a story that I actually just quickly want to talk about at work that I thought was pretty funny. So I work at Tesla. I started working at Tesla, and I basically just help people with taking delivery of their new vehicles. And there's a bunch of us new people, and one of the new guys, his name, I'm not going to say his real name. I'll just call him.
We'll call him.
I'll call him.
Sean.
I'll call him
Let's call him
Jim.
Sean. Oh,
I don't,
Jim.
because he's an older guy, and I feel
Oh,
like
okay,
Jim
alright.
is definitely an older guy name.
Jim.
You know,
All right.
I'm gonna call him Jim. So Jim, like I said, older guy. Kind of confusing on why he was working there because it's mostly us younger people working at this newer job.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all kind of went around and introduced ourselves, and he talked about himself, and he said he's a Tesla owner and he owns a Tesla Model X. Now, if you guys don't know about Tesla and their cars, Tesla Model X is like the most expensive Tesla like model.
Mm-hmm.
So that immediately in my head, I was like, dude, what is this guy doing here? He has a Tesla Model X. And then he also said that he owns a Tesla Model Y, which is not as expensive, but still it's another Tesla. So I was like, damn, this guy's interesting. And he said he worked in the IT field for a very long time. And I know IT people make a lot of good money. So this was just of interest to me in the back of my head while working. And then later on, Me and a few of the other new guys were taking our 10-minute break along with Jim. And while we were in the break room, which is a dope break room because it has like a ping pong table and a foosball table and all that stuff, uh, there were also two of the service guys in taking their break, and we were just talking with them, saying hi, introducing ourselves and stuff. And Jim, he starts talking to one of the guys about the water cooler that's in the break room. And I don't know why he was obsessed with this water cooler, because it's like one of those tankless water coolers that like has a hard water line into the back of it from
Yeah.
like the building's water,
Mhm.
just filters through that. But we also in that break room had like tanks of Arrowhead water that go onto some kind of other water cooler.
Mhm.
So he, first of all, I don't know how you guys feel about Arrowhead water, but it's not generally regarded as like good water. A lot of people say it's not good water.
It's not
People-
bad.
Yeah,
It's a
people
lot
usually.
cleaner than most waters. Most people don't understand
That's
that,
true.
But
That's true. But a lot of people like generally are like, oh, I don't like Arrowhead or whatever. So he starts talking to this other guy, and he's like, is there like another water cooler in this building that takes these Arrowhead? Like, I don't know why he was so interested in these Arrowhead tanks.
Yeah.
And then he walks out of the break room looking for this other water cooler that potentially takes these Arrowhead water tanks. And then as he's walking out, he showed up to work, by the way, in a t-shirt and jeans. And we're supposed to show up in like slacks and polos and like kind of
Yeah.
business casual.
Mhm.
So he walks out of the break room, and as he's walking out, another service guy is walking in. That guy kind of looks at him weird. And then when he leaves, he asks everyone else, he's like, does that guy work here? We were like, yeah. And he's like, that's Jim Clark. I'll say his last name is Clark. He says, that's Jim Clark. And we were like, how does this guy know who this person is? And he's like, oh, that's Jim Clark. And the other service guys start going, what? No way, you're kidding me. Like all that stuff. So I was like, I need to know the story. So I was like, well, how do you guys know him? And they were like, he is possibly the worst service customer we've ever had at this place. Apparently he brings his car in for service a lot about things that aren't really wrong with the car, and he always wants things for free, and he just causes a lot of trouble in the service department. So I was like, what the hell, dude? This just adds a whole new layer to the story. So now in the back of my head, like throughout this whole time that I'm going to be with Tesla, I'm just going to be watching this side storyline of Jim Clark and how this plays out. And then a couple days later, he comes into work and he brought his car in for service while he was at work. Okay. And I'll already in my head, I was like, oh, that's probably so fun for the service people. So later on in the day, I'm asking the service people, I was like, oh, is that Jim's car over there? And they were like, yeah, it's his car. Hopefully this isn't like last month. And we were like, what happened last month? He was like, he brought his car in 5 times for service over things that weren't actually wrong with this car. So later his car's finally done with service. It was very short because there wasn't really anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
And then around like 2:30, Jim kind of just disappeared. We didn't see him for hours. Okay, like nobody knew where he was. We got off work. We still didn't know where this guy was. And then the next day I was off, but then the day after that I come back into work and I asked people who were there, I was like, oh, was Jim here yesterday? And they were like, yeah, I think, because he was here for like half the day and then he disappeared again. So I'm just very excited to watch this Jim storyline play out while I'm working. Oh, and I also learned that he owns an IT company.
Oh, okay.
So he makes bank, and I don't understand why he's working this job, and I can't wait to get to the bottom of it and just see what happens with Jim. I found his Twitter, and he is a maniac when it comes to Tesla. Like, he will respond to everyone on Twitter who talks bad about Tesla. It's incredible.
Yeah, he brings his car in 8 times a month for service.
Yeah. It's like, and he like, it's so funny because just looking at his replies, a lot of them are just one-word replies, and it's just stupid. Like, you're dumb or something like that. It's so funny to me. But yeah, that's Jim, and I will keep you guys updated on Jim Clark if anything else, which I'm sure other funny things will happen. But that was my work story that I wanted to start out with.
It's a good one.
Is there anything we want to talk about before we get into all of this Rostermania stuff? Because there is a lot.
Yeah, I just want to start off by saying that I'm sorry we weren't talking about music this week. For like the third week in a row that we said we were going to talk about it, and then we didn't.
Yep.
We will talk about it next week, no matter what happens. That will be the topic, no matter what. So,
and also, I wanted to point out that we put these streams after they're recorded. We put them up on YouTube at the YouTube channel is just the Double Child Podcast. So make sure you guys check those out or send them to people if people couldn't make it or whatever. But those videos are up there every week after we stream these, so very shortly after. But let's get into the juicy roster.
The juice.
Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start small and build up. All right.
Okay.
Let's just talk about the smaller teams, such as, LAG, dropping literally every single person that has ever looked in their direction.
Yes. Everyone is gone.
Everyone. Their regular roster, their subs, their
academy
team, just everyone.
I think their coaches are gone too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Literally everyone from LAG is dusted. Which I think is pretty crazy. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if they're going to try to sell their spot, and that's why they're letting people go. They've had 2 pretty rough years, so I wouldn't be surprised. But it's just interesting because I would think that by this point, after hearing that they've dropped everybody, that they would have announced, hey, that we're selling our spot. Yeah. But it's just kind of weird. Maybe they're merging with another team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with them. Paris.
Yeah.
They're not only dropped everyone, they dropped themselves.
Yeah. Their brand is completely abandoned. They no longer are a thing at all. Like, not even in other things. Paris Legion is literally nothing now. Like,
that one, I think they're definitely selling the roster spot.
Oh yeah,
I think we talked about it last week too. Like, these teams had to pay so much money to get into the CDL that if they're not seeing some sort of payoff, like now, then $25 million of an investment is really hard to recoup if you're not seeing results now. Yeah. So I think they're just like, we can't afford to keep this spot. And I know Cloud9 and E United kind of teasing stuff about them possibly joining the league, so maybe they're buying one of those spots. I don't know, dude.
That is true. I think it'd be cool. Have some different faces in the CDL. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and they're bigger organizations too, like well-respected esports organizations. So I don't know if United did bait everyone, because they were teasing stuff, and then their teaser turned out to be them coming back to Halo. But at the same time, like we were talking about it earlier, Ethan, they were just streaming so much Call of Duty stuff on their Twitch.
Like 20 hours straight of just COD highlights from E United. So I just don't really see how that makes much sense. That we're doing all this COD stuff, but we're going to Halo. That just doesn't make sense to me. So we got that. Those guys coming to the league, I think that would be pretty cool. I also think they need to just try to get more teams in. I think if we had the same kind of small team pool again, that it just kind of be the same old thing that it was last season.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Hopefully, like, United and Cloud9 aren't the only possible guys coming back, and hopefully nobody else is selling their spot, and that these teams can buy new spots.
Yeah.
So that we get more teams in the damn league.
Yeah, and it is kind of frustrating that, we see things like teams falling out, and then other teams saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna come in." So it's just kind of like, it doesn't feel like we're gonna get more teams,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll kind of
Yep,
just see
yep,
how
yep.
it goes. But kind of leading off of that, we'll go into some of the free agents. Revin from Sunblinders is a free agent. Coach, free agent.
Coach. Pretty good
Um,
coach. Somebody should pick him up.
Mm-hmm. Karma's thinking about coaching.
Yeah, that would be nasty if he's a coach, bro.
Yeah. We also have, Crimsix restricted free agent.
That's wild. That's a
Uh,
huge one.
Looney's retiring. And then kind of Royal Ravens just building a team around Afro, which that'll be kind of fun to see.
Yeah, I think he deserves it. He's a pretty good piece for the puzzle, so hopefully they build some
Definitely.
good around him. I mean, with all the free agents that are Surge, I mean, we talked about him last week, but all those guys,
Yep.
talented in their own ways, just couldn't come together as a team.
Yep. But basically, everybody except for Shotzi and Illy on Dallas are free agents now, so that'll be interesting to see where those guys end up. But kind of branching away from the free agent talk, we kind of got the sad news of Mr. Formal retiring.
Yeah.
Grew up watching the man. He's pretty goated.
I think it's pretty sad, but I don't know if it's like a full retirement or if he's pulling a Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire for a little bit and then come back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think obviously it's up to him, but I think it has a lot to do with, like, kind of how things play out next season. Because,
Yeah.
like, in my opinion, I feel like if Scump does good next year,
Yeah.
like, hear me out. If Scump does good, I feel like he's going to tell Formal to come back. And I just don't know if I see Formal being like, nah. So,
But I don't know if I feel like Scump kind of realizes that he can't team with Formal anymore. I just feel like they can't team because of the friendship.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They have to team because of talent, and Formal did great, but he wasn't like one of the top ARs really.
Yeah, he was just Mr. Consistent all year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have a little list of the free agents here. We got TJ, Vivid, Crimsix, Envoy, everybody from London except for Afro, everybody from Gorillas, everyone from Paris, everyone from Seattle, Crimsix and Vivid, like I said already, and then Revin. So, I mean, damn near half the league is a free
agent. Did you go over
agent.
Envoy? I don't know if you said
Yeah,
Envoy.
I said
but
Envoy.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of sad about as an Optic fan, I really loved watching Envoy play all year. I think him and Scump were doing some crazy things out there. But I can't say that I didn't half expect someone from Optic to leave. I mean,
Yeah.
Formal retiring, sure, it was slightly a surprise, but not like, oh my god, I can't believe it. This is so crazy. Like, if Scump would have retired, that would have been like, holy fuck, like, how? After the year he had, like, sure, they didn't win a lot, but if you look at Scump, like, throughout the year, he was definitely in the talk for top 5 SMGs all year. I mean, he was just so
nasty,
consistent, and he played so well this year. And to see, like, someone like Scump, if he had retired this year, that would have been nuts. Yeah. But, yeah, Formal, I'm not going to say it was a surprise. It just,
It's sad.
It is sad.
It's sad. But I think he also said on Twitter, I think Scump, like, posted a video or something of the alpha where some bullshit happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Formal said something like, oh, this was a good year to skip. And everyone kind of like really harped on that and was like, "Oh shit, he's just skipping a year.
He's just taking a year off,
Yeah, which is possible.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
said,
he's still not old. I mean, he's not young, but he's not old.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be interesting to see where that leads. But then, kind of stepping into the juicier aspects of things.
Oh yeah.
We got Dallas Empire and Chicago Optic.
Oh,
possibly Chicago Empire, you never know.
Or Dallas
or
Optic.
Dallas Optic.
Or Chicago
or
Empire?
Optic Empire. or
Something's gonna happen
you
with
know,
those names.
yeah, it's intriguing, I will say.
Yeah.
As someone who
It's-
has always been like, fuck Dallas,
Yeah, I know.
because of like all their rivalry or whatever you want to call it. But I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, the rumored roster for that is Scump, Illy, Shotzi, Dashi, which on paper sounds nasty, and a lot of people are saying, oh, Optic is just creating a super team to beat out FaZe because nobody else would be able to.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I still feel like that roster.
Yeah, I don't know if that roster
can't
could
beat
do
out
it.
FaZe.
Like, you know, we were talking just a little bit ago, like FaZe is FaZe, man. They're just crazy right now. And sure, you can build like that team. I feel like if any team other than like Toronto, I feel like that team would have a decent shot. But my question is, who are you gonna put on the main AR? You have Scump, who's never been an AR ever, and I don't think he should be. You have Shotzi, who will never be an AR. You have Dashi.
He's pulled it out a few times, but
but like
on
not
very
like
specific
a main
situations.
AR, not like a main AR.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have Dashi and Illy,
which are very similar players.
Like, sure, you could argue that Dashi is more of an X factor, you know. So you keep him. Like, I think that would be just the move to put Illy on the main AR, but. Still, though, like, if you look at even some of the times Optic and Dallas played, like, Illy was the one turning up in the S&D, picking up those 2 and 3 pieces with that AR, but not from, like, main AR positions. Like, he was in the fray. He was, like, playing that flex role, being that X-Factor player. So I just think it's kind of interesting, you know, how they're going to do that. And I do agree, Isaiah, that Dashi did run World War II main AR, but that was a lot different than the game we're getting next year. Like, think about
World War II was so much slower paced that, like, Dashi, he's a really fast player, but since everyone's slow in that game, he can be a main AR.
Yeah. And then, but also if you think about, like, last season or Modern Warfare, like, Dashi had kind of a weird year, you know?
Yeah.
So I think just throwing him into a role like main AR kind of just takes that extra skill away from Dashi to do things like he did in Ep.4 and stuff, like, just in my opinion. So I feel like you kind of just, I don't know. I mean, I could see it going either way, I guess, now that I think about it, but
I mean,
we'll see.
Anyone in the CDL is talented enough to pick up any position. So I mean, maybe Illy could be a great main AR, but he's gonna have to put a lot of work in to be a great main AR. He could be a main AR, but I don't know if he's gonna be a great main AR.
Yeah, or maybe Dashi maybe is just goated AR next year. Who knows?
Yeah, but
and, next game is World War II. I don't agree with that.
No, I don't agree with that.
Modern
Next game is
Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
That's Modern Warfare
with the World
but
War II
older.
skin.
It's literally the exact same game, bro.
Yeah, the movement, it's a little bit heavier, but I didn't play with a scuff controller or anything, and I didn't play on PC because it wasn't available on PC. But that game just was Modern Warfare.
Yeah, and
with
I mean
darker maps somehow than Modern Warfare.
I knew that going into it that it was going to be really similar to Modern Warfare, so I kind of just been playing the shit out of Modern Warfare, and I was just better than everybody because I've just been playing the shit out of Modern Warfare, so I just knew how to play it. It's literally identical. The movement is identical. Like, everything is exactly the same.
Got the tack sprint, the way that even the animations of, like, throwing nades and stuff is pretty much
bunny
the same.
hops are exactly the same. Like,
slide chows are a little more nerfed, but who knows what's gonna change from the alpha.
And I think that game mode was pretty fun, but I think it was just kind of interesting, and I think it made it a lot tougher that you couldn't, like, mess with your FOV or anything, because you just you move around like a brick on the map, man. It's kind of crazy.
And it was just, the maps were so dark in that. I'm sure they're gonna have brighter daytime multiplayer maps, but those maps were just so dark it was hard.
Yeah.
And the clip that Scump had posted that Formal replied to was, I guess, like somebody on the other team that Scump was playing against had bought like the minigun score streak or something, and it had like fucking fire bullets or something.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Scump
the
literally
exploding
just could
bullets?
not see.
Yeah.
Like that's some stuff, and I kind of ran into that too when people were shooting at me. Like I just can't see sometimes when you got bullets coming at you, and the flinch is crazy and all that stuff. But hopefully they fix that stuff.
Yeah, and I agree. It was really repetitive. I think that's why I only played like one night with Billy, and that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah,
Like
I was
I
"Alright."
just didn't want to touch it again. It's
I
not
understand
that
now.
fun.
Yeah.
But that was basically it. I mean, there's not much else to that game. It's just straight up.
But I think it's
that.
gonna make for a good game. If they, because Modern Warfare, I personally thought it wasn't like a super strong competitive game, just because of a couple things. So if they fix those things, which it looks like from some of the leaks and stuff that they are fixing them, then hopefully it turns out great.
Yeah, I hope it's like Modern Warfare but better.
Yeah.
Because I still enjoyed Modern Warfare, and I just think if they add just a few tweaks here and there, I think it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, so it's like this weird combination of Modern Warfare and World War II, because you have literally every gun from World War II in it, but it's all like Modern Warfare engine. So it's
which
like
is
that.
interesting to me because back in the day, like back in the golden era of COD, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, all that stuff, they were all in the same engine, but all the games felt pretty different from each other. So it's like interesting that they couldn't make the game feel a little bit. And I think Treyarch, once they get a hold of this engine, that they'll try to make it feel a lot more different than World War II and Modern Warfare. But it's just interesting to me that they didn't make it feel a little bit more different than those games.
Gotcha.
But going back to the Optic and Dallas thing, because I don't think we finished our thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't know if that team can consistently rival FaZe. But it's also just wild to me that this whole thing is possibly happening, and there's so many more strings attached to it. Like another big rumor is that Hex is gonna bring back Huntsman, and then Cloud9 is maybe buying like the old Optic spot. Like I don't know, there's so many strings tied to this thing.
Yeah,
It's also just wild to me that Hex might sell Optic right after he just got it back.
Yeah, and that was like my confusion over this whole thing, because like I've been super busy with work and stuff, so I like didn't even find out about this until like today, with like, you know, Dallas acquiring the Optic brand possibly. But just like after all the BS that Hex had to go through just to get Optic back,
Yeah.
I just think that's crazy that he's just going right back to selling it. And I mean,
I hope he does it better this time, where he has a lot more control and he's more of a partner.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just so weird to me.
And I think it would be smart if they were just like merging instead of Hex just straight up selling Optic to Dallas.
And I think that's what they're gonna do. I think there's just so little information out there, and this was never even, you know, confirmed by either of the brands. So I think it's smarter for them to do a merger and hit fucking Hex and Astro running an org together. Like that would be pretty insane. Two of the most successful Envy and Optic, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
It's like if you were to put some crazy like professional other sports teams together.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
like imagine
it's
if they put like the Patriots and the Chiefs together. Like,
yeah,
that would be crazy. Or
Yeah.
I guess it'd be like the Buccaneers, but whatever.
Or
like prime Patriots
fucking
and prime
Lakers
Chiefs.
and Celtics. The
Yeah, there
two
you
like
go.
most accomplished NBA teams and franchises in history based on how many championships they've won. Put them together. Like what? That's insane.
Yeah,
the
it would be
potential.
crazy.
Yeah.
But obviously you can't do things like that in the NBA. I mean, they're established and they don't do
There are
shit
rules.
like that.
There are
But
rules
yeah,
against
exactly.
that.
There's rules and everything. So, And then what's the point of Optic? I mean, I think if they merge, I think it'll be Dallas Optic, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I just don't see
Yeah.
Optic. I don't see the name Optic going away.
That brand is way too strong.
Yeah, I think that will just kind of be Dallas Optic. I think that's what it's gonna be, and I think Empire is just gonna flutter by and be its own thing, and maybe go somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, and
But-
Isaiah, I don't think Optic ever split with NRG. Because yeah, I don't know if that ever happened. I don't know if they split from NRG when Hex bought it back. I think he was still part of NRG. But he's also starting a weed company, which is probably extremely expensive.
Mhm.
So that might be a factor in why he's got to partner up with somebody for Optic. That I can't wait to see how this plays out. Because Krim is still a restricted free agent. So what if he like comes back too, or something? Like what if it's Dashie?
Yeah, what if he's not able to
Scump,
leave?
Shotzi, Prim.
See,
That would make a lot more sense.
I think that team could make some noise, having the in-game leadership of Krim, the
Yeah.
X factor of Dashie, with Scump and Shotzi in there. Like, I think that team could make some noise. The only thing
Yeah.
that I have questions about is, like, last time that Dashie and Krim got together, it wasn't exactly the best situation.
Yeah, because
So-
Krim didn't like Dashie's work ethic, which I think is something. Dashie's attitude and work ethic, I think, is something he really needs to work on.
I think it's gotten a lot better this last season, just based off
Yeah.
of what I saw. I mean, now I watched their postseason interview or whatever, the Optic one, and Dashie wasn't there. But it's like, yeah, I mean, the season's over. He's just kind of doing his own thing. And in my opinion, the man deserves some time off. He worked his ass off all season, and if he really was, there for everything, then I think he's kind of earned a little bit of time off. I think he can do his own thing for a little bit and then get back on the grind. So I don't
Yeah.
really mind seeing stuff like that, but
And with all the other free agents out there, like it looks like John is no longer on 100 Thieves, and TJ is a free agent. Like, there's still so much good talent out there. Like, who knows who's gonna get picked up where?
yeah. And I mean, they could go anywhere, man. And then I saw earlier in the chat, people are saying Envoy is going to Minnesota, so that'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, I wonder who'd be dropped there.
I also saw some stuff about Envoy possibly going to Atlanta, but I just don't know.
I don't
about
see that happening. Because Envoy is just like a slightly less good Abizi.
I would
they already
say
have an Envoy.
slightly less cracked Abizi.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like I think Envoy is easily one of the best players in the league. I just
Yeah.
think that he doesn't have he's just not cracked. And there were some games where Envoy was just crazy on the map, but that's not on Simp Abizi level where they're like that every single game that they play. So
Yeah, I don't think Minnesota's gonna be dropping Sandy anytime soon.
yeah, I feel
Attach, yeah, maybe I could see that happening.
yeah, I was gonna say probably Attach.
or Priesta.
Well, I just feel like Priesta started stepping up so much at the end of the season that they just can't really afford to get rid of him. But then again, you could say that about any of those guys. I mean, especially
Yeah.
someone like Major Maniac, who was literally gone for half the season and then came back and made such a huge difference to that team. In two majors.
Yeah.
Just crazy things. And then Attach also had his good times. So I could go anywhere.
And I also don't know where the hell these LAG guys are gonna go, where these Paris guys where are they gonna go? Especially
exactly.
if teams are gonna be dropping out or something.
Well, but then you have the new teams coming in and they might pick them up. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
like
it's just,
United and C9 and
there's just so much talent, dude. I don't know where
What
everyone's
if-
gonna go.
what if NRG just disbanded Optic, and then Optic went to NV. So then you had Chicago Energy,
Oh shoot.
and then you had Cloud9 and those other teams and stuff.
Yeah, that would be wild.
I could see that happening.
Or it's also like, I don't know, there was also the rumor of the Huntsman thing. Like, where's that gonna fit in?
Exactly.
Like, what?
I don't know. Sometimes I think people just pull shit out of their ass to like get that hot take.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I just
don't
think,
doubt
I mean, Huntsman is basically just energy. So I guess either way, I'm saying the same thing.
Because... Yeah, but Hex would have to sell the Huntsman brand to NRG.
Well, you give him some extra money then. If he really is struggling for money, like Isaiah thinks he knows everything on the planet, then
shots fired.
I'm just saying, like, he comes in here making all these bold statements, like he's more wealthy than Hex. Like, okay, bro. Like, the man probably has so many different assets and so many different things, and is probably making so much money that he's just slightly less wealthy than he was. But
he's got money. Ethan, I wanted to ask you, how was your like competitive outlook looking? Like, what have you looked at teams? Have you, or do you want to even talk about any of that?
I'm gonna leave names out of it for now, but I've been looking at a few different places.
Okay.
A few different options with people I have played with and haven't played with.
Okay.
I'm kind of just taking a look at my offers right now, and just trying to think about what my best option could be, what could be a good option for different aspects, like if I want, good vibes, or if I do just want this cracked team like Dallas and Optic are trying to create, Haven't really decided on anything yet. I mean, we still got a couple months, so I'm kind of just waiting.
You should hit up LAG.
Yeah, let me just slide into their DMs, be like, "Hey, bro, I know you ain't never seen me before, or
it's
heard
worth
of
a shot, bro.
But
it's
like,
worth a shot.
Check me out."
Or like Surge or someone, just hit him up.
Yeah, if Spades buy a spot in the league, get me in there, and I will.
Hell yeah! I'll come out of retirement for that shit.
Yeah, I'll play for Spades in the CDL if they get a spot. I'll be there.
Hell yeah!
Get UMB in there, bro. They need to make
Cypher in there, bro.
We'll buy all the empty spots. Don't even worry about the money, bro. We'll make it up throughout the year. We're just better.
Give him some IOUs.
Yeah.
And
he's working for Tesla. He's just gonna be a billionaire next year. So
that's how it works. At the end of it all, I'll just fake my own death.
I like that idea. It's a good idea.
And then, like, run away to I'll buy an island somewhere.
Okay.
Rello, you're in here. I'll probably bring back a little something. My return comes sometimes near the end of September. It'll be big, trust me. Oh, dude, excited to see it.
Return V4?
Yeah, I think it's V4 at this point. But hey, man, you gotta keep grinding. I like that you keep grinding.
Yeah, you gotta stay on it, man. You come back and you make some noise, get some stuff going, and then you kind of just like bail like 6 months later. I feel like you just gotta stick with it, and you gotta feel it out, man. I feel like it'll go somewhere.
Is Chris in here?
Chris is in here. I didn't even see him chat, to be
honest.
Is he?
But I don't see him chatting. Oh, is this a different Chris?
Different Chris.
It might be a different Chris.
Yeah. This is Isaiah's
This is Isaiah's Chris.
Isaiah's teammate, yeah.
Oh, Isaiah's on a team now? Wow, bro. He works fast.
He's teaming with Chris, or Ephraim. It's Brixie, Ephraim, Steve-O, and Slappy, I think. Or Dex.
Oh, hell yeah,
One of those guys.
Hell yeah. We want to open it up for questions from you guys before we wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions about us, if you have any questions about the league that you want us to go over, or if you guys want us to talk about anything else. Like Ethan said, next week we are going to try to make it a point to go over music. I know there's probably going to be some crazy CDL news coming out in the next week or something
Yeah.
because things change quick, but we're going to try to make it a point to talk about music because we've been wanting to for a while.
Yeah, and we will throw some COD stuff in there at the end, but not a full podcast about it because we've done that every week so far. Because this Rostermania has been kind of nuts, especially if we think about
nuts.
like last week how we talked like, all right, man, the top 4 teams not making changes, phase, which we weren't wrong about, but then we said Optic wrong, Dallas wrong. I mean, I haven't seen any big changes out of like Minnesota or I haven't seen any changes in Toronto yet, but
I think Methods is a free agent, but that's
but he wasn't playing to begin with, so
so that's not huge. I wonder if Toronto will. I feel like they shouldn't make any changes. They've got a solid squad.
Yeah, I think they just kind of had a rough end to the year, and that always raises questions. But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, man. They just had a tough end of the year, you know. Which is
I mean, they got to be proud of what they did the whole year, though. Like, they were completely... Nobody even thought of them being a good team. And they especially... Remember the backlash they got after dropping Methods?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they came out and just played
and, like,
so
won.
well.
And they won the major after that. Everyone was like, oh, shit, all right, I'll just shut up then.
But... Yeah, well, it was...
and I think that's also proof of, like... People that say shit on the internet, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Unless it's coming from, like, someone that represents that organization. No. Like, just don't say anything. It's pointless.
Yeah. Like, if you don't have, like, the knowledge of Call of Duty and how it's played and stuff, it's so hard to talk about, like, the inner workings without knowing how the game actually works.
Yeah.
Like saying, "Oh, this trade was stupid because this guy had a higher KD." Like, all right, dude. Look at Major. He doesn't have a high KD, but look at what he does, bro.
Or like, I lost my train of thought. Sad days. Oh well.
If you guys don't have any other questions, I think pretty good time to end this off. What do you think, Ethan?
Yeah, I don't mind that. But yeah, like Billy said earlier in the podcast, we're always on YouTube, guys. The VODs go up pretty shortly after, usually within the next few hours. If not, definitely the next day. So make sure you get the word out, share it up. Also, in the bio for all of our YouTube videos, you can join our Discord. We're trying to build up a community there. Get in there, and all right, FM, I'll let you know, man, for sure.
Drop a follow while you're here, brother.
He did.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, again, also thanks guys for the follows. It means a lot. We are working our way up to get to that affiliate / partner if we can get that far. So we're working on that as well. But mainly, we're trying to get that community going on the Discord. So if you guys want to get in there, kind of get your questions in before the episode, and then we can even build like episodes just solely around questions. We do Q&As with you guys. It'll be a lot of fun. So
we're here. We shoot for every Monday. Sometimes work gets in the way, but pretty much every Monday. So make sure you guys spread the word. Every week for sure. Yeah. Make sure you guys spread the word. Tell your friends. You guys get in here. We gotta make sure we keep that viewer count up if we want to go to affiliate. So we really appreciate you guys stopping in and sticking with us and interacting in the chat and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, it's a good time. And as we get, more viewership and things like that, we'll get better things for the stream, better things for our setups, so we don't have to, like, this is nice, but...
It's nice. Do you see by the fire? Oh, wait, I turned the light.
But, it'd be kind of dope if Billy didn't have his, the fire be looking real. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cutting me off.
I could almost touch it, like...
Damn it, dude, I keep going the wrong way.
That's as far as I can go. I can touch it.
It's
but
pretty hot.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty fire if you know what I mean. Anyways, there's not much else to talk about, boys. So, as always, this has been the Double Chow Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And check us out on YouTube and get in the Discord. Thank you guys
Peace
very
out,
much.
everyone.
Have a good one.